안녕하십니까. 글로벌 모니터 안근모입니다. 유럽중앙은행 ECB가 예상대로 7번째 금리 인하를 단행했습니다. 예치금 금리를 2.25%로 25bp 내렸습니다. 크리스틴 라가르드 ECB 총재는 기자회견에서 경제 성장에 미치는 하방 위험이 늘어났다고 밝혔습니다. 추가 인하 가능성을 시사한 것이죠. ECB가 생각하는 하방 리스크는 두 단계입니다. 대대적으로 고조된 글로벌 무역 긴장과 그와 관련된 불확실성이 수출을 저해함으로써 유로존의 성장을 낮출 것으로 보인다고 ECB는 밝혔습니다. 그리고 이것이 기업 투자와 소비 지출을 끌어내릴 수도 있다고 ECB는 덧붙였습니다. 다음 행보에 대해서 라가르드 총재는 구체적인 힌트를 주지는 않았습니다. 매번 회의 때마다 닥쳐서 결정할 것이라고만 말했습니다. 그러나 ECB의 일부 정책위원들은 추가 금리 인하의 문턱이 낮아졌다는 입장입니다. 로이터는 익명을 요구한 소식통들을 인용해서 6월 금리 인하 가능성이 여전히 매우 높으며 무역 긴장이 대대적으로 풀리는 경우에만 금리 인하를 중단할 수 있을 것이라고 전했습니다. 성명서에서 ECB는 정책 기조가 제약적이란 평가를 삭제했습니다. 지난달 회의에서는 유의미하게 덜 제약적이 돼가고 있다라고 문구를 변경했는데 이번에는 아예 그 표현을 없앴습니다. 중립적 기조에 이제 접어들었다는 뜻, 그래서 추가 금리 인하는 쉽지 않다는 뜻으로 읽힐 수도 있었습니다. 그러나 라가르드 총재는 그 제약적 평가를 삭제한 배경에 대해서 의미를 부여하지 않으려고 애썼습니다. 그럼 라가르드 총재가 그 대목을 어떻게 설명하는지를 함께 보시겠습니다.
In your policy statement and also in your remarks now, you no longer characterize the policy stance on the restrictive, neutral, accommodative spectrum. And I would be quite interested in why you decided to do that and what kind of conclusions we are to draw from that. And following on, I would like to know whether the direction of travel, as you so often have said, is still clear on policy ahead.
So, your first question, I think, is very relevant because we did remove from the monetary policy statement a sentence that referred to the restrictiveness and, in particular, as lately qualified the meaningfully restrictiveness or not. And while that assessment of the restrictiveness was meaningful or made sense to the extent that we were very far away from destination. It is meaningless at this point in time. Meaningless because assessing restrictiveness relies heavily on the comparison between the policy rates and the neutral rate. The neutral rate, apart from the measurements issues associated with it, is a concept that works for a shock-free world. That's how it is described. And anybody in this room who thinks that we are in a shock-free world, would I suggest maybe raise their hands or have their head examined? Either way. But we are not in a shock-free world, that's for sure. So that assessment of the restrictiveness is not operative anymore. And what we need to do is to determine the appropriate monetary policy stance that will actually take us to our destination. And I will not comment on the direction of travel. I will comment on the destination. That, as you know, is our 2% target in a sustained manner. I think given the cloud of uncertainty that we have, the multiple decisions that are expected, or lack of it, in the next few weeks and months, our stance will have to be determined by two key attributes. And the first one is readiness. We must be attentive to all the developments, and in particular the development of those new shocks, and be able to make the appropriate determination. And the second one is agility. Given the speed at which we see development, the impact they have, the spillovers that we can analyze, it's not going to be a question of rushing to a particular stance, but it will be a question of agility in the face of what we are seeing. And that will require a cohesive approach that will be based more than ever on the analysis of data. So when I have said repeatedly, we need to be data dependent and we need to decide meeting by meetings, and we do not have a predetermined path. I know this has been annoying for some, because there's nothing like having a bit more certainty, anticipating where it's going. More than ever now, we need to be data dependent, and we need to rely on safe, reliable data. We are going to be particularly attentive to all that at the moment, and we will decide meeting by meeting. What is certain is destination, and we're determined to take whatever measures will be appropriate and to use whatever instruments will be appropriate to arrive at that destination.